All right, we are on the second tutorial of the self-portrait process journal, which is the self-portrait itself. So that means you have practiced all your facial features and you are ready to start drawing. So you have two options for this, and I actually do both options as drawings in the video for you here shortly. You can turn your photo into black and white especially if you're doing the second option. The first option too, really both are good. If you're drawing in pencil, that's the big thing. If you're drawing in pencil, turn your photo black and white because that may help you find more values as you use your pencil. So you have two options here, like I said. You can either use the following slide to guide you, which I'll show you first on how to do it. This method is effective when you're using photos that are head on because this is also for people who have already drawn their face at least once before in an art class, or have had somebody that has shown them how to draw a face properly. If you have already done this, stick with this. So this is the first option, is you will use the chart on the next page, which is a face chart, and it shows you how to lay out a face. I will go over the benefits of this one and the benefits of the other one. Number two is that you can use your laptop as a light table. You don't get a lot of details, but you can really help to get proportions correct if that's something that you struggle with. So I'll explain that here now. So the first option is to draw your face just like this. So you're not using any sort of guide, or you're not tracing anything. You're just drawing it straight from the beginning, essentially. This is the process that you would take. This is how your face would break up. Now, there are people's ears that I've seen hit in a little bit different places. Your ears could be bigger, smaller. This is like the ideal person's face. Your nose may be wider. Your lips may be wider or more narrow. Your eyes might be more wide set. So this is just, the general ideal of what a face should be to look symmetrical. So take this and run with it, okay? I'm going to show you the second option shortly, but we'll go, I do an actual recording of it to show you how to set it up. But I'm going to go through some student examples for you. So I've done this self-portrait project since I started at Huron. I love it. So these are from some of my earlier students starting at Huron almost 5 years ago. I can still name all of them, and they were all awesome, cool artists. Some of them are now DP students, like these two students here. Well, this one just graduated, and then the other one is a DP art senior. Here's some more students here. Here's another DP art senior. These are seniors as well, too. These students were in my art and design classes last year, so these were just recently done in quarantine. This was the project they were finishing when school ended. Same thing here. These were also students in my classes last year. They did these in their sketchbooks. They got to grid themselves, but because some of you don't have printers at home, and because computer screens don't line up the same with grids, we won't be able to do that this time, which is why you're getting other options. These are my examples from the video, so these are the completed versions of those. The one on the right is done using, I'll come back. So the one on the right is done using this. So I don't use anything else. I didn't trace over anything. I just did it. I know there are problems with it. My nose, I don't think, is wide enough. I think you have a wider nose than that on the bottom. And some of my face shapes might be a bit off, but I think, and my eyes too are bothering me a little bit. But this is just a sketchbook assignment, so I'm okay with it. I know it doesn't have to be perfect. And there's my backgrounds on there too, which we'll talk more about backgrounds later. So remember this when we go into the background tutorial. Oh no, look at this. I'm trying to record and it's telling me to get updates. Darn it. The one on the left was done with the tracing method, which I'm going to go over here shortly. And I think there are cool things about this too. I had a lot of fun with this one. I did it in colored pencil on the body, and then the rest of it is marker. And the way the paper setup is a little bit off, so it's not balanced quite right. It's a little off, but then I kind of went with that and thought, well, you know, that's me, right? It's not quite right. It's a little off. So then I went with this idea of stay weird, which is kind of one of the catchphrases that I love, and 1985, which is the year that I was born, with the eye, and then the necklace. And then I don't know if you noticed this, but I wear a necklace almost every day, and I put a different rock in it. So I wanted to show my favorite rock and put it green in the center there and make it really big, so kind of over exaggerating that. And then just did some cool things in the back. So I think if I were to do this again, you know, it wouldn't be set up quite as I did, but I really had a lot of fun with that one. So here is your job. This will be the longest part of the process journal assignment. Will be drawing your face. That'll probably take a while. You're going to end up like me, putting a background with color on it. You can use any materials that you want to. You can even do like, you could do like a watercolor background. You could do markers, colored pencil, whatever. All right, so you're going to finish watching this tutorial. And then you're going to draw out your face. We'll go over, you have the first option of using just the chart and doing that. You'll complete your self-portrait using pencil or colored pencil, your choice, whatever you feel comfortable with. And be sure to leave your background blank and give yourself enough background. Don't think about it, don't make it an afterthought, because it is part 3, is you have to do something with your background. It can't just be plain. So some of these students in here, this like the one on the right is plain, but the one on the left, that's more what I'm looking for. And we're gonna go over that here too. And then you'll answer that set of questions and be prepared to move on to the next. So now we're going to move on for how to set up for actually tracing, and I'll walk you through that. So I'm going to show you how to trace. So I've got my image as big as I can get it on the screen pulled up, and now I'm kind of flipping my laptop like a book. I'm being very gentle with it. And I'm showing you, don't crank it back too much, but mine keeps falling back. I'm going to get my book. You can see the lovely drawing that my daughters and I were doing on there. They love to come in mommy's office and color with me, and they color all over the tables because I started coloring on the tables. Oh, I got in trouble in school. The only time I ever got in trouble in school, I was good, was one of the only things I would get in trouble for was drawing on the tables. Because I'm one of those people that needs to be drawing. Okay, here we go. So we are just going over the black and white photo in light, like the lightest pencil I have. And all I'm doing is getting the main big lines and shapes that I can, because I don't see everything 100% in there. As you can see, you can kind of see through it, but it was a little bit harder to see. So my main goal was shapes, getting stuff in the overall right place. And, looking at my 2 outcomes that you just saw, you can tell this one is better in terms of proportion. So not to say one is worse than the other or whatever. I try not to compare stuff, but in proportion wise, this looks more like me. And that's because I had this guide of knowing where the basic shapes are. And then you don't totally rely on this outline. It really is just a simple thing, but I like you to appreciate how nice it is that your face will look really proportional when you're finished. So I'm gonna let this finish up here, and then I'll show you what it looks like.